action every day at about 8 a.m., every day at 8 a.m. to just explore life, to see what does this life mean? What does it mean to live in this body, live in this mind, and know that you're so much more than that? And the only way to do that is to continually ask more and more and more questions. Because if you don't ask questions, you're going to stay stuck right where you are. Yeah, do you want to stay stuck right where you are? No, even if you're in a great place, eventually staying stuck where you are gets really boring. And if you notice that, we weren't meant to stay still. We were meant to move. Our legs cause our bodies to move. Our mind is always moving on to new thoughts. And yet, there's a part of us that's quite still. Very, very still. And that's that inner part. That's that grounded piece. That's that part of us that is just so magnificent that it doesn't need anything. That's right. I'm going to call it the soul. You can call it infinite intelligence. You can call it your individualization of the universal mind. That aspect of consciousness that is totally you. All sorts of words, but the words can't describe it because the words are limiting. That's something that really is just becoming really quite apparent for me, how limiting our words are in the ability to describe something that is beyond the three-dimensional. That's something that I'm learning as I study near-death experiences. That when people are talking to psychologists who are researching and talking that, they say there are no words to describe what we experience, because how do you describe something that's beyond the 3D, the three dimensions that we live in right now? And to think about that, that's really, for me, it's quite juicy. Because I love the idea that I know that I'm more than this body, I'm more than this ego. There's more to life than just this planet Earth that we live on. And so I'm really starting to understand more sometimes that our mind needs to be affirmed. Our mind needs to be ratified. It needs to know it's right. And when we do that, that's what causes us all our trouble. That's what causes us all our grief, isn't it? Our desire to be right means that we're trying to judge everything by a perspective, by a belief that we have that is not true for anyone but us. And if it's not true for anyone but us, we get ourselves into discussions or arguments with people. We start putting ourselves above or below people because of all this nonsense that our mind creates, because our mind must be recognized, must be affirmed. If it's not, it throws a child temper tantrum. Isn't that basically it? Our mind, when it doesn't get what it wants, it's throwing a temper tantrum. How does it throw a temper tantrum? Oh my God. It's throwing a temper tantrum because it's not getting what it wants. So how does it do that? It uses emotions. It plays with our emotions. It makes them good. It makes them bad. Lori says that I'm having connection problems. I'm not seeing that on my end. On my end, everything looks really good. So there's nothing I can do about a connection problem, is there? My mind says, oh, I got to fix it, got to fix it. Inside, I know, wait a second, I can't do anything about it. So I'm just keeping talking. And you can enjoy it, or you can catch it later in the recording. That's how I look at things. I'm giving up the idea that I can control everything. I can't. I control myself in the moment with what I'm thinking, speaking, and saying. That's all I can do. Just me in the moment. That's all I can do. And the best thing I can do for myself is to self-love, which means what? Don't judge myself. You see, this dance of life that we do between the body, the mind, and the soul, it's a dance that we just do all the time. And it's like this way and that way and this way and that way. And sometimes we take too much this way and not enough that way. I don't know that we do a lot of that way and not enough of this way. I think we're doing too much of this and not enough of that. I just got into a little bit of Seinfeld, didn't I? This and that, going back and forth. This means the body and the ego. That means the soul, the connection of oneness. That's what I'm referring to there. I know I'm going a bit deeper with my idea today, but that's where I'm at. That's what I woke up to this morning. That's what I read about this morning. That's what I meditated about this morning. So it's fresh on my mind, this dance that I do of going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know, people think just because you're a spiritual teacher that you got your shit all together. I'm telling you, no one's got their stuff all together all the time. It's impossible when you're in a human body with a mind, with an ego mind. It's impossible. So we're always doing this dance. Some people, let me put it this way. Some people may have better dance moves than other people. Or they may be more fluid in their dance moves than other people. Well, you know what that is? That's just practice. That's all it is. People say to me, Lee, how do you meditate the way you meditate? Let me tell you, hours upon hours upon hours upon hours of years of practice. Here's what I'll tell you. It's never too late to start. Because when you look back at your life, you say, oh, I wish I would have started it when Lee said that on this February in 2021. If I'd started that, hell, I'd have meditated in 2030. I've been meditating for 9 years. I would be an advanced meditator. But if you don't start, there's no possibility that you can change your dance. You got to practice dancing to get good at dancing. You got to practice everything in life to be good at it. The idea that you can do it without practice, boy, that's a lazy person's idea, isn't it? And that's what people want in the United States in particular. Probably most people in the world. They want a quick way to spiritual connection. They want that easy pill. No such thing. They want a pill to be healthy. No such thing. It's a process. Everything is a process, and it's a commitment that each of us makes in our own unique way, and we get to experience the results of that commitment. Our lives demonstrate our commitment to how we want to experience life. And most of the time, it's going to demonstrate an unconscious commitment of how we want to be in our lives, because most people live unconsciously, all the time unconsciously. And they don't believe that it's possible to be conscious, to make conscious choices, to know what you truly want in life. Most people don't know. So they're not bad, they're not right, they're not wrong. They just not have taken the time. And maybe they don't even know that the possibility exists. I think that's more the case than anything. But if you know the possibility exists, you've got to be on the journey. You've got to be on the dance toward that possibility. Because if you're not on the dance to that possibility, you're on the wrong dance floor. That's all I can say about that. So the mind and our senses are all about being right. All about being right and making others wrong. The soul doesn't have a need. It just is. And when you're just being the soul, you can accept yourself. You can accept others just as they are. Because at the soul level, everybody is perfect. So with that in mind, I'm going to say, go create your great day. You do the best you can do with what you've got, where you are, right here now, and live to the highest standard that you can create for yourself. Not anybody else, but your standard. I don't know about you, but it's cold here in Texas, and it's going to keep getting colder. So winter is here, and you know what that means, folks? Hot tub weather. Nothing better than hot tub weather. And Angela says the audio is bad. I don't know. I sound great to me. I'll look at the recording and see if the recording is good. If you don't sound good now, check out the recording in just a few moments. That'll probably be better. So until next time, know that no matter who you are, where you are, if you're tuning into me, I'm telling you right now, I love you and I accept you just like you are. Go create a great day, everybody. Aloha.